Hello grade 10s, we're going to run through just one of these examples and just see how we might solve the other ones in a similar way. So we've got this, that the distance between these 2 points, point A, let's do it like this, point A and point B, we're told that that distance is 5. And let's just look at this visually. So we don't have a picture and you're not asked to draw the picture, but let's just draw our picture to see what this looks like. And I was going to do it in GeoGebra, but let's actually just sketch it here. So we've got an XY axis, and I'm leaving it, I'm not saying you must draw this, but definitely follow along with what's happening with our picture. We've got this point A, 2, 3, 2, 3, so it's sitting over there. And we've got point B, and point B is sitting at 6, so let's actually label this A, 2, 3. And point B, I know that the X value is 6, so it's somewhere over here, but I don't know what the Y value is. Well, we don't know, it just says T. So we do know that the distance between these two is 5 though. So if our distance, which we drew in green, to say, well, there's a distance, and let's say that that distance is 5, which is going to give us our point B. We don't know what the, let's make that a bit neater. We don't know what the Y value is, but we know the X value is 6 and the Y value is T. Now, what about another solution? What about if I said I drew a line that's 5 long, and I'm suggesting there could be another B, this B over here, and this B is also sitting at 6, but it's got a different Y value. Seems conceivable, right, that there are two options that satisfy this equation. And just to reinforce kind of circles, it's like we've got a circle with radius 5. So I think our circle would look something like that. So a circle with radius 5, sitting with the center here. There are two solutions to this. And yeah, just really in retrospect thinking this is a really good idea to just have this picture in mind so that when you view other problems, you might see them in this vein as well. Okay, but let's see what we've got. We've got a distance of 5. So we've got a way of working out distance, right? Distance is equal to the square root of the difference in the X values plus the difference in the Y values. One X minus another X. So let's add in some more colors here and say, cool, what about, we've got our X values, we've got 2 and we've got 6. So we could go 6 minus 2 squared. And for our Y values, what about a nice dark blue? We've got 3 and we've got T. Now you could go 3 minus T, but I want to say T minus 3 because it looks like something we're used to seeing T minus 3 squared. But you could say 3 minus T, same thing. And maybe let's throw in a question, right? Let's make it all Edpuzzly. What is the distance that's given to us? So I'm replacing D with our distance. What is our distance? Cool. I think it's 5, right? It's just like it's, I don't know, how did you know? Okay. Okay, so now we've got an equation. Look at our equation. How many things do we not know in the equation? Just the value of T. So one equation, one variable, let's solve it. Ooh, was I quite in the way earlier? No, maybe not. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it for you to solve and tell me what are the two values of T. Okay, interested to see if you've got somewhere there, maybe it pushed you to actually go, cool, let me try and solve this and fill this in. You can see I've hinted at what the one value is because I know what it's going to be when I did it in GeoGebra. So let's solve this. I don't like this square root, so I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to square both sides. So on the left-hand side, we've got 25. And on the right-hand side, we've got, let's do some of these steps in one. Otherwise, we're going to have unnecessary extra line. 6 minus 2, 4. 4 squared gives you 16. Let's maybe do that in that nice bright green there. 16. And then we need to add. And what are we adding? T minus 3 all squared. So T squared and then write it out as brackets. You got t minus 3, t minus 3, so t squared, there's the t squared, minus 3t minus 3t gives us minus 6t, and minus 3 times minus 3 gives us plus 9. Cool. Let's rearrange it so that we've got kind of everything on one side and then equals 0 because it's a t squared. So we've got t squared over here, so let's leave that. We've got minus 6t, and then we've got 16 plus 9 is 25. Wait, but there's 25 there already. So you know what? Equals 0, because the 25s, well, you got 25 on each side, so I kind of cancel. Cool. How do we solve this? Now, you might think, oh, it's a squared, so you go bracket, 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 bracket. But what are you really doing? We're turning two terms into one term. And the Hardy-Dawes agree that that means that we're factorizing. So we're going to take out our common factor, and our common factor is t. What do we need to multiply it by? T minus 6. Therefore, we've got two solutions. T could equal 0. That relates to that one. Or t minus 6 equals 0. Let me actually show that step. So in other words, or t equals 6. So there's our t 0, and there's our t equals 6. So those are 2 points that match this. Now, I wonder if it saved all the things I did. There we go. There's the neat version. There it is. There it is. But that's boring, right? Actually, the colorful picture just above my head up here, that looks quite nice. Okay, so there's our basic strategy. Sorry for not putting more questions along the way. I just got gung-ho. I just got all excited. So, distance between Q11 and that is 5 root 2. This looks like the same problem. Distance between 2 points is given. The only difference is you've got 5 root 2 on the left-hand side. And remember, when you square it, use your calculator to check it if you need to, and say, okay, that's 25 times 2, so just be careful about that squaring. Here we've got the possible values of x if these are equidistant. Ooh, so we're not given the distance, but can we not work out the distance between that point, and therefore we know that d equals whatever it equals. Looks the same. Cool, determine this, and the origin is 5. Wow, we don't even need our distance formula for this, but hey, you can do it that way. So let's do that because it's nice to have the origin type 1. Definitely want you to practice one with the square root, and the other one I think I wanted was this one. So there we go. 3 questions to Please Do Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed your relaxing break on Youth Day. You're the youth, so you did it. I'm not even going to claim anything like that. It was nice to have a break, and we're originally meant to have the Youth Day celebrations at 11:30. So that was actually part of the reason. So yeah, it worked out well for our plan. That there it is. Let me start waffling. Enjoy. Goodbye.